All right, Eagle Vision. He actually had a very good comment. I thought it was very relevant. He goes on to talk about Devin Haney, how Devin Haney cannot have a 12-round close fight with Vasily Lomachenko due to the fact of how they robbed Ortiz in his fight with Vasily Lomachenko. It should have been a split decision, not a unanimous decision. Eagle Vision, you are 100% correct. You are 100% correct. And that is something that most people don't even talk about. Not only did they screw him over on the decision, but they also didn't show none of his inside work that he did on Lomachenko. And Ortiz did some good work on the inside, but ESPN refused to show the highlights of it. This is not the first time that we have seen this in a fight that they have done this for Vasily Lomachenko. They don't want to call the guy's punches. They don't want to replay his highlights or something like that. They don't want to do it till Lomachenko has a highlight. Then they'll replay that the whole bunch of time and totally act like he didn't do nothing on the inside. Ortiz had an excellent inside game on Vasily Lomachenko. He was actually working him on the inside. But like I said, that's not the first time that we have seen it. You have seen the same thing in the Teofimo Lopez fight. They wasn't calling his punches. They was very silent. They wasn't showing his highlights. So the reason why Eagle Vision is saying it's going to be tough because of the treatment that Vasily Lomachenko gets. Okay? So Devin Haney is not just, he won't just be fighting Vasily Lomachenko. He's also going to be fighting the Great White Hype Engine. Okay? Now keep in mind, when I say white hype, I'm not saying Lomachenko can't fight and he's not a good fighter. That has nothing to do with it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about the need to make and keep certain people champions due to complexion. It does exist in boxing. And the reason why Devin Haney's going to have a tough time if they do a 12-round fight, well, hell, let's just name them off. Number one, you have to look at everything that they have done for him to understand what they will do in the future for him. He came out the jump. He had a title shot, which y'all say 300 fights, isn't that he deserved it, blase split. Okay, fine, nothing wrong with that. The difference is he lost that fight. Okay, then he turns around with a loss, turns right around with a loss, and gets another title shot. Do you know what we call that? Now you're engineering a fighter. Once again, this doesn't take away from skill set. We're just saying you don't get a title shot, lose, and get another title shot. If so, where? Who? Point it out. See, that's where the engineering comes in. Okay? But that's one. Let's move on to the other thing. The fact that ESPN several times has erased his loss. Have you ever seen that happen? I haven't seen that happen. Who else has it happened for? Let me know. Okay? Okay? That's number two. Let's keep going. Let's go on to number three. What else have they done? Franchise champion. Something that I thought the caliber of fighter that Vasily Lomachenko was, I would never imagine that he would take a franchise champion. Especially somebody who's built their whole life around getting these belts. I don't see how you could give up a belt. Like, that was weird to me, especially giving up a belt for a destination. So you denied this young man his shot, and you've already got two shots for nothing, for just breathing. But you deny him a shot that he actually earned and say, you know what, I'm not fighting you. Here, take my belt. I'll take this franchise champion. Okay? Then we get to the Teofimo Lopez fight. They still act like Loma didn't freeze up 6 rounds. He did. They didn't want to show his highlights, and Teofimo Lopez talked about the politics of how they didn't want him to win. And I made a video on that too. So none of this is a secret. Okay? And we just seen that several times a fight. Then you can get to the Ortiz fight. Just like Eagle Vision brought up, and the fact that they robbed him. So when you think of Devin Haney going 12 rounds with Vasily Lomachenko, this is why I say he's not just fighting Vasily Lomachenko, he's fighting the Great White Hype Machine. Because if there's no machine, then you tell me what is it that goes into play to make him get back-to-back title shots, to make him get franchise champion, and not only that, to circle him right back around right after he takes franchise champion, then loses, doesn't have a belt. Look what we're doing again. We're lining him right back up again to get his hands on those belts. So when I say machine, you can't deny that it's not a machine. There is a machine. They want him to be what he is. This is why it's going to be hard for Devin Haney. And I haven't even got to the Whopper yet. I haven't even got to Ukraine. You know what I'm saying? Crisis, Ukraine, Ukrainian champion, hero, a new market. You putting it together? That's a lot of stuff Devin Haney's going to have to beat. I'm talking about politics-wise. I'm not talking about the fight. Now, I've already spoke on the skill on skill. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited about that. But you can't talk about boxing without getting into the politics. And that's exactly what Eagle Vision is talking about. Because Ortiz was a victim of the politics. When Devin Haney didn't give his shot, franchise champion and all that other crap, politics. Back-to-back title shot, politics. Okay? So when I say he has to fight the great white hype machine, there's no denying that it is a machine. That doesn't take away from somebody's skill. All right? They're just not at the level that they would like them to be to rival classic Mexican and black fighters. That's not our issue. That's not our problem. You know? But it is going to be Devin Haney's problem on that night. So we all know what he need. He need a knockout. But Devin Haney don't knock guys out. That's why, besides just skill on skill, this fight is going to be hella fucking interesting.